If there's anybody that's left on my page that was a fan of mine at the beginning of last generation, you'll probably know a lot of harsh truths, and one of those truths was that Sony really used the indie developers when they had nothing else going for them, right? And then they pretty much abandoned them once they had, their first party stuff up and running and going and things like that. That's just typical par for the course. That's not really a knock on Sony. I mean, I personally prefer the big AAA games and stuff like that, so it doesn't really mean anything to me. But obviously some people feel a little bit differently about it, and so when we see something like that happen, and we can kind of call it out a little bit later, we understand a little bit more where everybody's coming from in this weird gaming world of ours. We're seeing some of that as well with Microsoft and what they're doing. Obviously, they've done some incredible things with like the FPS boosts and stuff like that, and now they have no more planned and things like that. But again, we still have a situation where they have these huge successes because their games are starting to come out, and we're starting to see them be very, very successful. And this is something very worthwhile talking about because I ended up being wrong, and I know you guys love it when I'm wrong. So I want to get into this topic. It's a video you don't want to miss. Hey there everyone, I'm the Crapgamer, and this of course is Crapgamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice some cool changes around here, but that shouldn't stop you from giving us a like, and possibly consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me and my silly, stupid YouTube channel, for whatever's left of it. So thank you guys very much. Simple like is all I ask, happy holidays, all that kind of good stuff. Again, so just to kind of reiterate that, maybe you didn't know about that, it looks like Microsoft is not going to boost any games in the future, according to this. In a recent interview, Xbox Director Project Management Jason Ronald has revealed some new information about Microsoft's plans for FPS boost going forward. During the interview, Ronald revealed that Microsoft currently has no plans to bring FPS boost to any more backwards compatible games in the near future. Ronald revealed that while Xbox team is always looking at how to improve any older games for modern platforms, their currently techniques have sadly reached their limitations. Applying these techniques to older games and other games simply causes game-breaking bugs, and thus the team cannot do much more with FPS boost using its current techniques. We're always looking at new ways we can enhance titles, where there's resolution increase, frame rate improvements, things like auto HDR. According to him, I'll say it right now, with the existing technique that we have with FPS boost, we've tried plenty more than the 130 FPS boosted titles, and in some cases the vast majority of the games work great, and then we find a game breaking bug 80% of the way through. We're going to continue to look for new opportunities and new ways that we can enhance titles, but we don't have anything in the immediate future. Right now I think we're kind of finding where some of the limitations of our current technique is. Xbox also recently announced that due to the magnitude of legal and technical issues, Xbox consoles will no longer receive any backwards compatible games moving forward. FPS boost has turned out to become one of the best features of the Xbox ecosystem over the last year, and it's honestly a bit of a shame that fans will now have to keep expectations in check for another fan favorite feature. So again, you might go, okay, well that's weird, right? So Microsoft isn't going to be doing any more FPS boosts, no more backwards compatibility, so why would they do that? Well, obviously because their new stuff is coming out, much in the way that Sony kind of jumped onto their new stuff when, and got rid of the indies and stopped promoting indies and things like that. Microsoft is going to be doing the same thing because they have hit games of their own. Now, what's these good things that Microsoft has going for it that would make them maybe put less resources in the older stuff? Again, this is all stuff that I talked about previously. Remember, everybody was talking about how Xbox Series X was great because it was playing all these old games, and people hated on me because I said, well, you know what, I don't buy new hardware to play old games. And then, of course, that gets misquoted a lot when I actually do play an old game. It's not that I won't play an older game, it's that I don't buy the new hardware specifically for old games. I want the new experiences. Now the new experiences are coming, and congratulations to Microsoft as Halo Infinite becomes a top free game on Xbox, beating Call of Duty Warzone, which is no easy feat. Halo Infinite has gone on to become the top free game on Xbox, surpassing the likes of Call of Duty Warzone and Fortnite. It's not only the top free game, it's the most played game on Xbox. right? Meaning that it's beating other free games like Fortnite, like Warzone, like Apex Legends. It's only been less than a couple of weeks since Halo Infinite's free-to-play multiplayer component shadow dropped on the occasion for Xbox's 20th anniversary. But it seems that fans have already elevated the game's popularity above its contemporaries, at least according to the Xbox Store. According to the Xbox Store, Halo Infinite is now the platform's top free game. To be more precise, in both the US and the UK, the top games section of the Xbox Store shows Halo Infinite as the most played game, which means it has beaten out the likes of Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, and Apex Legends in terms of player count. While it is unknown what exactly the player count for the games are, we do know that they reached a concurrent player peak of over 272,000 players on Steam at launch. Halo Infinite's multiplayer component is unsurprisingly being showered with a ton of love by both critics and fans. Although there are some concerns with the game's paid Battle Pass, 343 Industries is currently working to fix the issues related to Battle Pass progression, and obviously that's something that a lot of people have an issue with. Like for me, the progression things, I couldn't give a crap less about the Battle Pass. I'm never going to buy the Battle Pass, but just give me progression from going through regular games, getting kills, winning, things like that, playing objectives, because I feel like that's the more important thing, and that's the place where Microsoft needs to put sort of their energy and their time. And I understand, it's like a free-to-play thing, but you have to do that to keep people interested, not just oh, well, okay, we'll play the Battle Pass or do this or do that. I don't feel like that's going to keep people interested long term. And to be honest with you, I think when the official launch happens, we'll probably see a big influx of players again. But I also think that, just to be honest with everybody, I think that Halo multiplayer is absolutely incredible. But I also think I'm a little bit disappointed by the lower numbers on Steam, right? I mean, this is an absolutely free game, right? And how many PCs are out there? Hundreds of millions. I know there's over 100 million accounts on Steam, and you get less than 300,000 people trying this game, which used to be like this game that would draw millions of players concurrently on Xbox. So it is a little bit interesting to see how that kind of ends up being. But I think that it's going to be a fantastic game. I mean, for it to be beating Call of Duty, for it to be beating Battlefield, for it to be beating everything, I think is just a fantastic thing. And I was completely wrong, and I have no problems admitting that I was wrong about that. Like, it went out there, did its thing, and really just kind of kicked the crap out of these other games. And it's so strange for me to see that, because you expect Call of Duty to obviously like be at the top of the charts time and time again, and when it's not, you just kind of start to maybe question it a little bit and say, hey, what exactly is going on here? And at the end of the day, I think that's kudos to Microsoft for being able to get their product out there. The extra time off absolutely made all the difference in the world. And I think that's also speaks well for 343 after this. Like, if you have to wait, then you have to wait. But I think that the fact that the multiplayer is already getting really good reviews, and everybody's kind of talking about it, I think it really goes to show exactly what's going on in the world today with Microsoft. Like, their games are definitely on I hate to say comeback trail or whatever, but yeah, they definitely seem like they're coming back to being much more of a quality, and that's exactly what they should be doing, because it was a rough few years. I mean, that's pretty obvious. So when we look at this and we go, hey, you know what, that definitely was a rough couple of years that we had there. Let's see if we can't get some better stuff out there. And then when you see the quality of Halo, that's a good thing. When you see the quality of Forza Horizon 5, that's a good thing. No doubt Starfield's going to be a great quality. I have all the faith in the world that Fable is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, and I'm super excited for that as well. So we have all this stuff kind of going in a row for Microsoft, things that people didn't think they would be able to accomplish, and now here they are accomplishing all of it. So yeah, very good stuff, very cool stuff to see. And you know what, I'm thrilled to be able to say, hey, you know what, I'm a fan of this stuff. I'm a fan of Halo. I was wrong about it. It ended up doing better than I thought. It's doing fantastic. So that's all stuff that I think it takes guts for me to say, but I also think that it takes if no matter which side you're on or whose side you're on, I think that it just makes sense to go, you know what, it's very important to be able to just as a man say, hey, I was wrong about something, and you know, this game is actually really good, which again, the game is absolutely phenomenon. And you know, I think that there's some things there that they need to work on, obviously, but at the end of the day, I think that they have done a phenomenal job getting this game ready to play and getting people excited about Halo again, which is something, to be honest with you, I never thought we would see that again. The fervor for Halo, the you know, the want of Halo, the putting Halo back out there to where, you know, it's such a fantastic game, you know, where people are talking about it, and you know, you have people streaming it and watching it, and just seeing that when there's all these other options out there now, just it's a really good thing. Trust me, you know, this is again competition at its best. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Happy holiday. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thanks for watching. Crap Gamer out.